And joining us now, fresh from his chat with President Barack Obama, is Takunda Chingonzoh.
Yes.
He was with us earlier today. You got to interview President Obama. Not everybody gets to do that. You asked him about Zimbabwe and sanctions in Zimbabwe.
Yes.
He said that that he's not ready to lift sanctions, essentially because there have been some undemocratic acts from the Zimbabwean leaders. What did you take away from your interview with him?
So I'm happy that the president opened up that platform to dialogue a bit further, because I believe that in as much as this is a political issue, it should not hamper business, and which is what is happening right now. Zimbabwean businesses are failing to, really engage with American businesses, which is what, this whole summit was about, really. That conversation, the mutual growth of the two economies. And so I'm hoping that in the discussion that is going to follow, we're really going to drive home and figure out how best we can have the whole issue be addressed properly, whether it's as effective as they might like to think about it, and to make sure that the average Zimbabwean, the Zimbabwean who's striving to do business, to create an income, to innovate in society, gets the opportunity to do so and to network with other like-minded business entities in the U.S. and other countries.
How was President Obama versus what your expectation was?
President Obama is a phenomenal speaker. He's always very composed. He creates an atmosphere where you can really, converse and talk about the issues that are pertinent to the conversation. It was amazing. It was a great opportunity, and I hope to keep on, conversing with people who are bringing change in society.
And who's the first person you're going to tell about it when you get home, or on the phone?
So I just spoke to my co-founder, Jabulani Mpofu. We're co-founding SciSci, and I was telling him about the progress that we've made, issues to do with investment in SciSci, because now we're at that stage where we want to roll out our network and really make sure that we are bringing people online. So he's the first person that I spoke to on the phone.
Any family you're going to talk to about it?
Yeah, so everyone is at home. We're hopefully watching the interview. And so I think just now I'm going to call and talk to everyone, my parents, my brother Tanaka, and all those other guys. But everyone is really excited, as am I.
Have you been able, during this conference, to recruit any investment?
So yes, I can safely say so. Right, because we're still in dialogue. But the team is actually going to be pitching, as I had said, in Nigeria at Demo Africa this year. And so that's where we're really hoping to get the investment that we're looking for. But then my activities here were not just limited to investment for SciSci. I'm working with so many other startups in Zimbabwe who have brilliant ideas. We're just co-founding a hub called Sky Hub. And so all the investors, people I've talked to, the investment that I'm looking for is also on their part to make sure that they get their products to market and we can together revolutionize, our economies in Zimbabwe and across Africa.
I imagine that after sharing a stage with President Obama, you will not have trouble recruiting investment. It's suddenly you've become one of the more famous people back home in the mainstream.
I hope so. I hope so very much. It's not like we're sitting. We've already started doing stuff. We didn't get the initial investment that we were looking for months back, so we've been bootstrapping all the way. And so I hope they can really see that we're serious about what we're doing. We really want to bring internet to everybody in a sustainable and profitable manner.
The image should help.
It definitely does. No, it definitely does. That's very true. It does.
What would you have asked President Obama if you weren't being recorded? If you had a moment alone with him, what would you have asked him?
So people always talk about how they understand how hard it is to be an entrepreneur. I would have really hoped, given the time and the space to talk to him, to help him understand how difficult really it is to be a startup, to be an entrepreneur in Africa. How we're passionate about innovation, how we know the solutions that we need in Africa, but because it usually entails technology and concepts that are new to the market, they usually don't see the light of day. So given the opportunity, I would have really tried to make him understand, to go through the process of actually starting up, hoping that from there, the investments that we're talking about, the deals and all that were announced today, would then also be tailored to, to really address the entrepreneur in Africa.
Takunda Chingonzoh, thank you for joining us a second time. Really appreciate it. Fresh off your interview with President Obama.
Yeah.
I hope this was at least the second best interview you did today.
No, it was, definitely. I enjoyed being here in the set with you.
Thank you very much. This is the Bloomberg Google Hangout from the Mandarin Hotel in Washington, D.C. at the Africa U.S. Business Forum. We'll be right back with another interview soon.